cannot be rational with irrational people. You cannot hold to virtue with people who have no regard with virtue. You cannot go into a conflict with people who are willing to scorch the earth, and you're trying to abide by rules of combat, rules of engagement.
Hi, Ben. This is Vita.
Hey, Vita, how's it going?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
When you get a chance, I left you an email. I wanted you to call me. I wanted to ask some questions about podcasting and starting a station.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
All right, sure.
So anyway, my question is to you. Before Donald Trump, for the hearings for his candidates that he picked, wasn't the fact that there was their applications, their paperwork had not been completed when the Democrats were doing the hearing? So if they haven't completed the paperwork, why are they going in to have these hearings to decide on them if all their information on them is not complete? And so why are the Democrats not putting that out there in the public so people will know to force Donald Trump and the Republicans to let the public know they're not doing the proper paperwork. They're
Yeah. Nah, you hit it, because that was one of the most thanks for the call, Vita. That was one of the most frustrating things today as I listened to the Senate confirmation hearings, or the committee hearings for Betsy DeVos, where I forgot the senator's name. I should have wrote her name down. But she was letting them know she wanted a delay because they had not received all the paperwork from DeVos. And yet the committee chairperson was like, well, that's basically saying that's your opinion. From my opinion, she has turned in all her work. And I'm like, wait a minute. She either turned in all of her work, or she did not. She turned in all of her paperwork, or she didn't. That's not a matter of opinion, people. That is a matter of observable, measurable fact. She either did it or she didn't. And the way they left it off in the hearings today was simply like, well, we just disagree on that fact. How do you disagree on whether or not a person submitted all their paperwork or not? We are not dealing with rational, reasonable men and women in the Republican Party. They are irrational. They would see the entire system burn down for their ideological purposes, for their power plays, for their political agenda. They have no regard for the institution. And you have people like President Obama over the last 8 years, God bless him, but over the last 8 years, all he cared about was respecting the institutions in the middle of the Republicans burning stuff down. I know I'm trying my best. I'm in a bet with somebody. Every time I say some profanity, I got to pay on $5. So I'm going to win. But this is we're not dealing with rational people. We're not dealing with people who give one iota concern about respecting the institution, or about being unhypocritical, or about being even keeled and making sure that we are doing the proper thing in this case because we want you to do the proper thing. No, this is not who they are. The Republicans are 100% about propaganda and doing anything they can do to get their way, even to the point of denying a basic fact. Like the caller said, either DeVos presented all of her paperwork per the demands of the committee or the requirements of the committee, or she didn't. According to the Democrat, she did not. According to the chairperson, he said, well, we just have to disagree on that fact. How the hell do you disagree on something that you can count probably on two hands? And see, we're beyond this point, but I'm going to say it anyway. If we can't agree on basic truth and facts, then we can't have a conversation. But we're past that point. We're at the point where they are weaponizing this muddying of the waters. They're weaponizing the idea of fake news. Everything is fake news except for what they approve of. They're weaponizing their ability and their desire to burn down the institution in order to get their way. And they have no regard whatsoever for how nice Democrats are going to play. This is the most important thing. They don't care if Democrats are going to play nice now. They will scorch the earth tomorrow. They don't care if the Democrats played nice in 2006 when they first confirmed Neil Gorsuch for the lower courts. They don't care because 2006 is a lifetime ago. And I'm referring to, and I'll see if I can pull it up on your screen, I'm referring to all of the senators who voted for Gorsuch, and this is an image that's being passed around. It's on your screen. The 109th Congress, these are the people who voted for Gorsuch. Obama, Joe Biden, John Kerry, and Hillary Clinton, all Democrats, and then Patrick Leahy, who is currently there, Dianne Feinstein, Patty Murray, Ron Wyden, Richard Durbin, Jack Reed, Chuck Schumer, Bill Nelson, Tom Carper, Debbie Stabenow, Marie Cantwell, and Bob Menendez. They all voted for Gorsuch in 2006. And so the argument that's being presented is, well, if you voted for him in 2006, then you should vote for him in 2017. No, because he has a record now. Two reasons. Number one, he has a record now that says, I don't care what we decided in 2006. He is antithetical to what we stand for. And he has demonstrated that with his decisions. So nobody, but you're going to have some Democrats, elected or otherwise, you're going to have some people who are going to use this argument and say, oh, well, if Democrats voted for him in 2006, surely we could vote for him in 2017. Hobby Lobby was decided in 2013 for Gorsuch's lower court, and then in 2014 for the Supreme Court. In those decisions alone, he invalidated his ability to serve on the Supreme Court because not only does he think corporations are people, but he thinks corporations can have religious beliefs to the detriment of actual people. So this play, this is what Republicans do. Republicans and human beings do it. I'm sure Democrats do it, but Republicans like, I can't do it. I'm going to lose. Damn it. This is what they are doing to us right now. They are taking and holding us to a standard that they are not willing to hold themselves. They will call you a hypocrite and try to make you play nice, knowing full and damn well that the very next week they are going to undermine everything that they said that you need to stand for. You need to stand for it, but they don't. And so this is what they're trying to do with this little, this is going to be one of the number one arguments you're going to see tomorrow. They're going to point out all of the people who voted for Gorsuch in 2006 and say, well, you're being hypocritical if you vote for him in 2006 and won't vote for him in 2017. 2006 was a lifetime ago, and that's when things were more reasonable and rational, right? This was a time when you can see that people actually try to work across the aisle. Immediately after the Republicans took control of the Senate and the House, they made it their number one priority to not only beat Obama, but to oppose everything that he stood for. They put a blanket hold on nominations, on judges, on cabinet positions. They put a blanket hold on all of them while they tried to keep Democrats playing nice. Now, this shouldn't even be a question or a conversation because Gorsuch has presented himself to be anti-woman, anti-contraception, anti-choice, and pro-religion to the detriment of everyone else. So it shouldn't even be a conversation, but it must be a conversation because I saw with Al Franken today as he was on C-SPAN in the Senate confirmation hearing of the committee hearings for Betsy DeVos. Al Franken went through painstaking contortions to explain that he wasn't trying to get a blanket ban on all of Donald Trump's appointees, nominations. He wasn't trying to do that. I was actually trying to do the opposite. He was explaining to someone who just got through lying on his ass. He was trying to explain to someone who intentionally distorted his words on this exact same thing. Here, Al Franken is trying to show that he's the nice guy, that he's the reasonable guy to a person, to a committee person who was completely irrational, unreasonable, and lying. This is an asymmetrical war. This is the Republicans who have no integrity. No morality in terms concern for the institution. No concern for being hypocritical. No regard for being disingenuous. They have no ethics. They are scorched earth opportunists. And on the other side, they're trying to hold these weak, spineless, I don't know what the hell is wrong with them, but Democrats who are trying to show the world that, yes, we can be nice. We're going to be the reasonable ones. We're going to work with Donald Trump while Donald Trump screws them. Oh my God, if we don't get, I'm blowing this mic out, if we don't get some hard-nosed, roughneck, I will gut you if you gut me, I will cut you if you cut me, pull a gun, I'll pull a bigger gun. Democrats, independents, in that Senate, if we don't, it's a lost cause. And you're going to always have people like Al. I'm sure Al Franken does some things good otherwise, but he didn't even see how he got played today. Oh, no, it wasn't me. I actually was trying to make sure that everybody knew that we're not going to blanket oppose Trump. That's not what we do. Meanwhile, he's explaining it to someone who spent the entire lying on him. Someone who was lying and had no regard, and a group of people who put a blanket hold on everything President Obama did. You cannot be rational with irrational people. You cannot hold to virtue with people who have no regard with virtue. You cannot go into a conflict with people who are willing to scorch the earth, and you're trying to abide by rules of combat, rules of engagement. Yes, Ben, but we want to be we want to be the better people. We don't want to become the monsters. Then you are not qualified for the fight that we have on hand right now. If you are too afraid of taking down a monster because you're afraid you might become a monster, then you're not qualified. I don't even have a comparison here, right? I don't know what to say here. I don't need somebody who is so kind fighting someone who is so vicious. I don't need somebody who's going to pull their punches just so that they can be considered the nice guy against someone who's going to hit you below the belt every opportunity they get. I need somebody who will go tit for tat, toe to toe, round for round, pound for pound. You hit me, I hit you back. You gut me, I gut you back. You undermine me, I cut you at the knees. You scorch the earth, I scorch the planet. This is what we're dealing with. And I'm afraid. I am mighty afraid that we have Democrats who are more concerned with the appearance and the respect for the institution, Obama. Meanwhile, Republicans are burning it down. I feel like, this is the most frustrating thing out of all of it. And they've been playing you. They ain't been playing me. I peeped game a long time ago. Like this is some asymmetrical relationship bull. Right. This is some stuff like you hold your girl. Yeah, your girl can't go out, but you go out partying every night and you get mad at her because she go out. Right. This is elementary. Like, did nobody try to play the game when they were younger and peep game back then? Like for real. You try to you stepping out on your woman, but you lose your cool when she step out on you. It doesn't work like that. All right, let me back off of that before I start throwing computers and shit.